Welcome to the Nimbus Consulting Group's presentation on the state mandated cost program called Open Meetings Act, Brown Act Reform, also commonly known as OMA. This mandate is based off of requirements under the Ralph M. Brown Act. The mandate will reimburse for the legislative body of a local agency to have an agenda containing a brief general description of each item of business to be transacted or discussed at a public meeting. Descriptions must adequately describe each item of business. The agenda must be posted 72 hours prior to the meeting. For this mandate, the agenda must be posted by one of the following legislative bodies: governing board, commission, directors, or body of a local agency, or any board, commission, committee, or other body on which officers of a local agency serve in their official capacity. Any board, commission, or committee, or body which exercises authority delegated to it by the legislative body. Planning commissions, library boards, recreation commissions, and other permanent commissions of a local agency composed of at least a quorum of members of the legislative body. Local bodies created by federal or state statute, standing committees with less than a quorum of the legislative body that has a continuing subject matter jurisdiction or meeting schedule fixed by formal action, permanent and temporary advisory bodies, except bodies with less than a quorum of the members of the legislative body. If your agenda is posted by one of the defined legislative bodies in these two slides, then you may qualify for reimbursement under the Open Meetings Act program. The Open Meetings Act program is not a new program, but yet a returning program. Eligible claiming years includes fiscal year 2005-06 through fiscal year 2008-09. The original initial due date was changed by the State Controller's Office. It is now May 20th of 2010. Any department involved in the preparation of an agenda in compliance with the Brown Act is eligible to file reimbursement. What activities are actually considered to be reimbursable under the Open Meetings Act program? Well, the activities are related to the agenda preparation. The time spent to draft, write, or word process that brief description for action items is reimbursable. The time spent to review and edit the agenda is also reimbursable. Again, time spent to finalize the agenda and then to post the agenda in one location freely accessible to the public is reimbursable. Do not include any time spent on the non-reimbursable activities. This includes the preparation of staff reports, time spent preparing meeting minutes, compiling supporting or backup material for the agenda items, copying and distributing agenda packets to the board or public, and staff time to discuss the recommendations. These are all non-reimbursable activities under the Open Meetings Act program. There are three claiming options under the Open Meetings Act program: actual time, standard time, or flat rate. You can actually utilize all three on various agenda types, meaning, for example, maybe you filed your city council cost using the actual time methodology, but a recreation board used the flat rate, or maybe your planning commission utilized the standard methodology. As long as you stick with the same type of option for that particular board, committee, or commission, you'll be okay, meaning you can't start the actual time methodology and then halfway through choose the flat rate methodology. Let's take a closer look at each of the options available to file reimbursable cost under. If you choose to use the actual time methodology, your staff will need to track the start and stop time to perform the reimbursable activities. They will need to track this time on a contemporaneous time log. Track the time for drafting, writing, or word processing the brief description necessary for each action item on the agenda. Also, you will want to track your time to review, edit, or finalize that agenda. And finally, track the time to post the agenda in one location freely accessible to the public. Be mindful not to track any time for those items that are not reimbursable under the Open Meetings Act program. If you choose to use the standard time methodology, then cities and counties would multiply 30 minutes for each action item by the blended productive hourly rate for their main legislative body only. Special districts would multiply 20 minutes for each action item by the blended productive hourly rate. Other meetings other than your main legislative body, you would multiply 20 minutes for each action item by the blended productive hourly rate. This includes cities, counties, and special districts. You'll want to determine the weight of the various activities and who performs them to get your blended productive hourly rate. Remember, this is only on action items and not boilerplate items. If you choose to use the flat rate method, then you will need to identify each meeting type and date that qualifies for reimbursement. There is a predetermined reimbursable rate that is published by the Office of the State Controller. You then multiply each regular meeting date by this flat rate. Each fiscal year, the rate is increased by the implicit price deflator. This concludes the Nimbus Consulting Group's presentation on the Open Meetings Act program. For additional information or questions, please contact us at www.nimbusconsultinggroup.com or call us at the number listed below.